Now, there's these things I like to do in my story chapters when I have characters interact with each other. Now, I'm not a professional in the creation kit, and I don't think I'd really want to be, because I don't think it'd even work with how random it is. It's just on the spot thought is what I do with this when characters will interact with each other. Now, I've spent a lot of time world building my Skyrim story chapters, and the whole idea of the novelizing Skyrim sort of way, and lots of character building. And it'd be kind of weird if I put all these characters together and they don't communicate. So this is the sort of thing I like to do, but it can burn me out. But I like certain moments like this when certain characters, while they're following the Dragonborn, kind of, I guess, remember the past. Maybe certain events where they met beforehand. Now, Cecilia is about to have a conversation with the Nightingale, who, well, she's actually met before on a different path when she wasn't following the Dragonborn. It was a little bit more, well, wasn't so nice. But let's hear their conversation real quick, and then we'll jump to, well, whatever the conversation says.
Nightingale, me and you are going to this Snowvale Sanctum now.
No, we are not. The first time we met, you almost killed me, and the last time I followed somebody inside of Snowvale, they almost did kill me. Those are some really bad odds, Dark Knight. And you've made it pretty clear you would try and end me again. So we aren't going anywhere alone.
So that right there is, the Nightingale remembering Cecilia from a certain time of her life. Now, this actually happens in the Nightingale's Chapter 1 called The Thief. This is my Thieves Guild character, and they met pretty early on in her life. And I guess without Cecilia, she wouldn't be where she is today, shooting arrows in the dragons of the Dragonborn. Let's go and check out what she was talking about when she remarks that Cecilia almost killed her once before.
We're out of nowhere. We were attacked by a figure of darkness. This thing tore through my crew. I swear I landed many shots into it, but it kept on fighting and killing my friends.
But that right there is Cecilia, and she's just slaughtering it. She's meant to be a vampire, strong at night, immortal pretty much. There's not much that can really mess with her. Alright, that's kind of the idea of it. And that's what she's doing. I mean, you're trying to shoot this vampire that's gifted in the night in absolute pure darkness. A few friendly fires happen, but as you can see, she's
How in oblivion did it not fall?
Tearing through.
It might have been dark, but I swear I could see my arrows go into this thing.
It was, like, the idea of, you see this figure of darkness just slaughtering your friends, because, again, her arrows were landing, but they weren't doing much, because Cecilia is a vampire. She's undeath. And, well, she's in the middle of the night. She's gifted with the power of the night. And so that's kind of remarking on that conversation. This is what I like to do when I'm in these conversations. Have certain characters rendezvous with certain things that happened to their lives before they had to come together. So let's get back to the rest of the conversations. I love this because it's such a Cecilia thing, how I wrote her how I wrote her to be such a sort of cold individual to certain people.
Okay, let's straighten something out. The first time we met, I let you get away. I saw you run into those tree lines. You're only alive because I let you live. I know who you are. I felt something strange that night when I was watching you and your group.
Yeah, that is the sort of thing I have in my game, where the companions of the Dragonborn kind of sense each other, only if they can see each other. The Dragonborn is a little bit different. She can kind of sense these people when she hasn't even seen them, because she's the center of this weird sixth sense they've got, where they feel a massive amounts of trust for each other, even though they never met. And Cecilia, while watching her, felt something odd about her, and let her live at the end of it, because there was something telling her not to kill this one. That was like fate telling her not to kill her. That one day she, that she could be a friend, and some reason Cecilia decided to let her run into the tree line, and not chase her down and kill her like she naturally would. Because Cecilia, if you're a bad person, you forfeited your rights to live, and she will cut you down. No second thoughts, no mercy.
That's the reason you're still breathing. And you are coming with me because you've been in Snowvale Sanctum. So you know the place better than anybody.
You remembered. Do you remember slaughtering all of my friends?
Yeah.
Now she's looking for some sort of she's like, holy shit, she actually remembers that. She remembers exactly that. And then she's like, she's trying to get maybe an apology out of it, or some sort of, something nice. Celia doing what Celia does best for 200 years. She's got no real time to give a fuck about your personal feelings.
Yes. I was after a bounty at that location. You all smelt and talked like bandits. Your friends talked about raiding and all of that, so I went in to collect. I found my bounty already dead with her crew. Figured another crew moved in on their spot. Just a simple matter of wrong place, wrong time. Your lot were bandits anyway, so no real loss. Now, like I said, you're coming with me. Or I can just kill you here and now if you prefer. Your odds are horrible either way.
We were bandits, but we only attacked other bandits.
Just a cult bitch.
We never
love it.
killed innocents or those that didn't have it coming. But fine. You try anything out there, Cecilia, and I won't be as easy to kill as I was last time.
I love how the camera actually pans in, because I use these images, so the camera, like, for some reason it sways left and right on the image, but this one went dead center in. Now, I don't know. I think Cecilia would still win that fight, maybe. Again, the Nightingale is a creature of, like, is a agent of darkness, where Cecilia is a creature of the night. So if she gets some range, she might very well be able to take Cecilia out. But again, it has to be the right time, the right place, under the sun, sort of thing, because you want to hope you can run real fast real good as an agent of darkness. Now, this is just part of the episodes I'm doing. I'm doing episodes. This one's going for 45 minutes. I wanted to fit some more in there, but I couldn't. And this episode is taking place before the last chapter that I did on the Dark Brotherhood character. But I do like these sort of conversations. Have these. I just wish I did them long time ago, in the early chapters, instead of doing it much later on. But if I ever get to doing a second version of this entire story, 100% there'll be a lot more communication between characters. Like maybe the first time Marulia Tullius meets Centaurus set forward to Ragstag. They'll have a conversation about this or that. Certain things that characters in my story will communicate like this much earlier on, especially with Cecilia and Freya, since she treats Freya with love and care. Talks to her like she's her child because she raised her. Where everyone else, she just kind of gives them a bit of an elbow. It's like harden the fuck up sort of mentality. She's a very scoldering sort of individual, but. Again, I do love to kind of revisit these sort of things of conversations in these games. Let me know what you guys think. If you like this sort of stuff, or is it annoying? Because if this goes on, like, I've got, they're in this building at this time, finding a word of power, revisiting an old sort of dungeon that has been explored, or been through by one of the previous characters of her team. And this is what she's doing at the moment. And it's... I want these episodes to be kind of a bit more like gameplay orientated, but also close sort of character orientated. They're not quest orientated, but they're more journey orientated. They're traveling and they're exploring or finding words of power, and they're talking with each other and communicating and that sort of thing. So I hope this episode does come out, people actually like it. And I'm not going to call it a chapter because it's not based around a certain quest or a certain individual. It's just in between. And I didn't know how to do these when I first started my stories. I was like, there's going to be a time where I get to the Dragonborn, it's like she's hunting down words of power. And I don't know how to really record that and tell that story because it's just, she's going around the world, going around Skyrim, learning words of power. That's all she's doing. So I'm not 100% sure if people will like this sort of stuff, but I'll give it a go. But it'll be basically more on traveling and communication between all these characters and places they go and the things they do and the people they lose and stuff like that. I actually did lose a really good, cool character in this one that I made for, it was the idea behind if Centaurus was a Stormcloak. Lost one of those guys. But anyway, let me know what you guys think, your opinions on this sort of conversation, or these conversations in general, and blah blah episodes, that sort of crap. But that's always helpful to make things better. Anyway, I'm going to get over here. Hope you guys have enjoyed, and I'll catch you in the next video.